This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Well, I'm very pleased that our wonderful guest this morning, the last time he came in, we were not streaming live nationally, and we are right now. So this show goes online across the nation, www.onecast.in, numeral 1cast.in, for all you Rajat Kapoor fans in other parts of the country. I mean, if you're listening to us in Mumbai, you can tell your friends and family in other parts of the country. And of course, we're live on Mumbai radio sets on 94.3 on the FM band. Statutory warning, only if you're not driving, you're in the backseat of a radio taxi or being chauffeur driven at home or at the office. We're also streaming video live on facebook.com/radio1.mum, radio1.mum on Facebook. Hi, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Rishi?
Good. You could really now write a treatise or write a manual book on how to crowdfund movies. Do young filmmakers from across the country come in and ask you, what are the steps to actually crowdfund a film?
Well, a lot of people ask me that I have this script and what do I do with it and how do I find a producer? And I say, brother, I'm in the same boat as you. If you have a producer, let me know. No, there is no fixed route. The only thing is, because of the kind of films that we make and we want to make, it's not easy to find a producer. And studios are by and large not interested in these kind of films. Independent producers are not sure what they want. Sometimes they come in, they run away before the film starts. I don't know, it is like a desperate call, to crowdfund a film. It's not the easiest thing to do, and it's not the most desirable either. But when all roads are closed, you have to open a new door.
It's very interesting, but I was doing some essential reading for this show late last night, and you've written in the crowdfunding site, you said from 2004 to 2008 was an interesting period because then you actually started feeling that producers started believing in your kind of cinema, the Rajat Kapoor kind of cinema, but it was short-lived. Talk me through that.
It was short-lived. See what happened, the multiplexes came in about 2000, and that kind of gave a new lease of life to all independent films because now we had a place to show our films. Earlier the thing was, even if you could make a film like this, where will you show it? You can't show it in a single screen with a 1,000-seater. So the multiplexes came as a new hope. And the period from 2004, Beja Fry came and Khosla Ka Hosla came and these films did well. So I was able to make Mixed Doubles and Mithya in a very short span of time. And it looked like, after the Beja Fry success, it looked like, man, the world has changed. But of course we were delusional. Nothing changed because by 2008 the mainstream cinema made a big comeback with films like Dabang and Wanted and then what happened, these films took over the entire space of multiplex. So in 2008, if a big blockbuster film was released with 800 prints, now it's released with 4,000 prints. So there is no, where do you show a film? So today, even if you make a film like this, there are no screens available. No matter what, no matter how much money you want to spend on publicity and P&A, you just don't get screens.
This is an example that I want to quote. The great Farooq Sheikh Saab. I remember he had done a wonderful film before he passed called Listen Amaya.
Right.
And on the same week or pre-weekend was releasing another massive film called David. Now, without taking any studio names or production companies' names, Farooq Saab's film, which was actually quite a delightful, sweet little film, was relegated to nondescript timings,
exactly.
Like 9:30 in the morning, 10 in the morning.
So even your friends can't go and
exactly.
see.
So, and I remember him telling me, he said, "Barkhurdar, agar log dekhkar reject karen, to main khush ho jaunga.
Exactly.
But dekh hi nahi pa rahe hain, to kya?
Exactly.
Main kya
So
karu?"
before your film is released, it's been announced a flop.
And as luck or the way it happened, the big studio which had bought all the screens for David, even David didn't work.
Right.
So ultimately, it was cinema that kind of suffered. So we've got to find a mid path.
Well, Aankhon Dekhi was released with, forget a big blockbuster, but Aankhon Dekhi was released on the same day as Ragini MMS. Look at the collections of two films. Ragini MMS did a business of 24 crores in the first week. Aankhon Dekhi did 24 lakhs. Because all the screens were given to Ragini MMS, of course.
And what a wonderful film Aankhon Dekhi is. Living again and again on television, being streamed,
people are
all of
still
that.
watching
Love it. Morchiba, Rome wasn't built in a day. Back in a couple of minutes with Rajat Kapoor, we're going to get details of Rkay. Actually, it's called Rkay, and why he's going to tell us. See you in a couple of minutes. Indeed, Rome wasn't built in a day, and Rajat Kapoor in his filmmaking is a prime example of that. Slow and steady, and then what comes out is a nice, polished, worked upon gem. I'm in conversation with the actor, filmmaker, director, producer. We're streaming online audio all across the nation on www.onecast.in, numeral 1cast.in, on your radio sets on 94.3 on the FM band, and now streaming video live on facebook.com/HRISHIKAY. So it's HRISHIKAY on Facebook. More conversation.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Radio 1.
So the new one is called Rkay, which is the initial R and the initial K, oblique Rkay. Now I spell I'm actually Hrishikesh Kannan, which in South Indian,
Hrishi K.
yeah. So in South Indian terms, I would be Hrishikesh K or K Hrishikesh, because we have initials. We keep our father's name as an initial.
Right.
Like all good Madrasis. But I couldn't find K Hrishikesh or Hrishikesh K or any of those permutations and combinations online on social media, because it was all taken.
Right.
And
How
finally,
many Hrishikesh K there are?
oh, you'd be surprised. And then finally I said, okay, fine. K can be HRISHIKAY as opposed to HRISHI.K or this K. But that couldn't be your reason.
Well, I was inspired by you, Hrishi K.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so tell me what the title means, and then we'll get into the motion picture.
Well, did you read about the film on the website?
Absolutely, every inch.
Okay, so this is about a filmmaker who is making a film. The filmmaker is called Rkay, and he's making a film in which he's also acting. And then one of the characters from the film disappears and comes into real life. And rest of the film is how Rkay and his team sends this character back into the film so that Rkay can finish his film. So it's really about identity. It's about authorship. It's about free will and destiny, if you want. Because is the character merely written and he must do what he's written as, or does he have free will? Something like that. So it's really about identity, and there is Rkay and there is Rkay, and there's a conflict between the two.
Now, where can people go to actually crowdfund the movie? And before we get into that, it's not just about, hey, I give my money and contribute to this project. They see tangible results. So let's start with that.
Well, the first tangible result is that the film will get made. That's the big thing. There are, of course, some gifts and I don't know what you call them. So far 600 people have already contributed, and we've got about 34 lakhs, which is a hell of a lot on a crowdfunding platform. But the problem is I'm looking for 2.5 crores to make this film, which is a huge amount, I know. But if I get about 1 crore or 125, I can start shooting, and the rest of the money will come. So I'm still hoping that by the end of this year or second half of this year, we'll start shooting the film. 600 people, Hrishi K, have contributed, and there are people who, like somebody wrote to me on Twitter saying, sir, I was showing Aankhon Dekhi to my father today on TV, and he loved the film, and then I told him that, this filmmaker is struggling to fund his next film. So my father said, okay, give him 500 from my side. And my mother said, okay, 500 from my side. And my sister said, so sir, there is 2,500 from 5 of us. I mean, it is so touching, and I'm so filled with gratitude, I can't tell you. And there are people like that. Of course, there are some friends who have contributed, but a lot of them just strangers who think they should support films like this. They don't know how to, and maybe if one could reach out to them. Actually it's very simple. If 50,000 people could give 500 each, we've reached the target. 500 each. The thing is how to reach 50,000 people and how to actively change them from thinking about it to actually doing it. $500, man. That's all it takes. So it can be done. Logically, it can be done. Now, to make it real is a step.
Yeah, the site, please. Where can they go on to?
It's called gocrowdera.com.
Go Crowd
crowdera.com. Or if you just look for Rkay on Google, I think it'll take you to the site.
So let's just spell it for them, since we don't have graphics, the liberty of graphics like television. So just spell it.
Gocrowdera.com. GOCROWDERA.com. Look for Rkay/Rkay. And you'll find it. And you can really give 500, 5,000, 50,000, 5 lakhs, 50 lakhs, whatever. And if you give more than a certain amount, then you're credited as a co-producer on the film.
Now, there are some interesting add-on benefits, like, for example, how you can get to the premiere, how you can actually get photo opportunities, how you can, like he said, become a co-producer. So if you go through the site, you'll actually understand what your money can get you, other than of course the film being made. Right after this song, we're going to come to the excellent team, national award winners that he's put together, like Rajat Kapoor does for most of his movies. Michael Sembello, Maniac. I'm Hrishi K. Back in a couple of minutes. Michael Sembello from the Flashdance original motion picture soundtrack. 9:26 in the morning. Rajat Kapoor is here. Only if you're not driving, statutory warning. We're streaming video live on Instagram at HRISHIKAY. So live video on Instagram at HRISHIKAY. Still online audio across the nation on www.onecast.in, numeral 1cast.in, and 94.3 on the FM band on your radio sets. More chat.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
So Rkay. The team that you put together, some of your usual suspects and a few new people. Let's start with the fact that Rasool Pukuti, who's a national award winner, Oscar winner actually, a regular collaborator with you. And you write very beautifully where you say that, as far as he's concerned, there's no money talk. He just comes in for it. So talk about, was it Private Detective that he started working with you? Talk me through that.
Rasool had in fact just come out of the institute at that time in 94. And we shot Private Detective in 95. So that was his first film. And we worked together for 7 films now. Same team. It's Rasool Pukuti for sound, Rafi Mahmood for camera, Sagar Desai for music, last 5 films, Meenal Agarwal, who's also my wife, as a production designer, and Suresh Pai as the editor. So we've been working together for past 15 to 20 years.
Talk me through most of them. Let's not presume the audience knows everybody. So Rasool, we know, he worked on Slumdog Millionaire. He's worked on so many films. A little bit about Rafi, please.
Well, what can I say? Rafi has been the absolute pillar of support for me. We've done 7 films and 2 short films together. My first short film, Tarana, he had shot. Actually, we were at the FTI together. He was a batch junior to me. And when we came out and started working in Bombay, I was assisting Mani Call.
This is for Nazar.
Right? Nazar. Mm-hmm. And Rafi was assisting the cameraman on that film, Piyush Shah. So we were already friends, and we decided when I make a film, we'll work together. And this has been a relationship which is growing. And, there are 2 ways of looking at things. There are directors who work with a different cameraman every film or every 2 films. And there are people who want to grow with the same aesthetics, with the same person. And I think that has been my way to... I think it's great. It's happened within my theatre also. I've worked with Atul Kumar for so many years, with Vinay for so many years, so many plays. I think it's fantastic when you have a team of collaborators with whom you share history, you share in aesthetics. So next time you're doing a film, you don't have to start from scratch. You already have a platform of last 20 years, and you're building on that. So really, for me, my films are a result of this collaboration with the production designer, cameraman, sound decorist, editor, music director, costumes people. Everybody is part of what the film eventually will be, So even though it says it's a Rajat Kapoor film, but it's a lie, because it's everybody's film.
And in this milieu also comes Sagar Desai, originally from Chicago. I remember many years ago, Shashank Ghosh, our mutual friend, was making Quick Gun Murugan, and Shashank had introduced me to Sagar, and I found him a very, very interesting character.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
Sagar and I worked together first on Mixed Doubles. That was also his first film. So after Mixed Doubles, Mithya and Fatso and Aankhon Dekhi, and now my new film, Kadak. Something bizarre happened last year after we started crowdfunding. So RK is still being crowdfunded, but I managed to make another film called Kadak, which we've just shot and edited now. So Sagar's work will start from today. I'm meeting him today evening, and he'd better do a good job. No, he's a great guy. He brings Aankhon Dekhi background is just incredible, and so is Mithya's music for me. So the feeling, the spirit of the film, and then find a response to that, which is quite unique.
So who's going to edit RK?
Same editor. His name is Suresh Pai. He's also a National Award winner. He's done some 45 films, 6 with me and 38 with other people. He's the most patient man I know as an editor. And in an editor, you need a lot of patience, because I tend to make changes every day, and then I try something new, and then I go back to what we did last week, and then I again go back to what we did 3 days back. So, editor has to be a very patient man. Okay.
For those of you who've just tuned in, Rajat Kapoor is crowdfunding his next movie, which is Rkay. And this is the site. The site again, Rajat, please.
Yeah. It's called gocrowdera.com. GOCROWDERA. gocrowdera.com. It's called Rkay.
Like he said, even a 500 rupee contribution is welcome, more is welcome, and you'll understand the additional benefits, as you go through the particular site. It's very, very lucid. It's very, very clear. We're going to take some messages and come back, and the idea of a live show is you ask a few questions if you have. So one space your question, or one space your comment, and your name to 53650. 53650 is the in-studio SMS line. Even if you want to talk about what a wonderful guy Rajat Kapoor is, and you've enjoyed his plays, his acting, his theatre, his cinema, please tell us. So happy to read it out on air. On Twitter as well as Facebook, you go to the search bar, you type HRISHIKAY, will pop up. You could tweet out your question or comment along with your name. On Facebook, it's on the timeline or inbox along with your name, and facebook.com/radio1.mum. Our official page. Drop a comment or question for Rajat Kapoor on the timeline, inbox, and I'm happy to bring it up on the show. See you in a bit. It's 9:32. I'm Hrishi K.
94.3 Radio 1.
Angel Leah, Richard Marx at 9:43. Rajat Kapoor, actor, director, producer, all-round good man, is in studio. We're streaming live video on Twitter and Periscope now, and you can catch at HRISHIKAY on Twitter and Periscope. Video only if you're not driving. Audio online across the nation on www.onecast.in, numeral 1cast.in, and 94.3 in the FM band on your radio sets. More conversation.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Radio 1.
You've always been blessed to be surrounded with a bunch of extremely fine actors, and most of them are your dear friends right now. So who can we expect in the cast of Rkay?
Well, there is me, because I'm RK. There is Ranveer Shori. There is Saurabh Shukla, Neha Dhupia, the usual gang. Even though this is not the fixed cast, but I hope they'll all be there for the film. I think they should be. I haven't worked with Neha since Mithya actually, so it's long due, and this is a role which is good for her, which is just perfect for her.
Correct. I mean, you've always believed in her abilities, even at a time when people turned around and said, she can only be used as a glamour ingredient and quotient. And she did such a fine job in Tumhari Sullu, as an actress.
Right.
You can really push the envelope with her. Also, I've noticed on Go Crowd Era, Ranveer is taken out an acoustic guitar and he's strumming a small tune. It's called Apple. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's called Menu Apple Khana. So this is a song that Ranveer has composed, and he played it the first time for me, I think, in 2010. And I gave him on the spot 10 rupees, and I said, "This song is mine. Okay, I've bought it." That is part of RK now.
This is crazy.
Only Ranveer can write a song like that. Menu Apple Khana.
So great. I mean, I had no clue that he plays the guitar and he plays the piano. My God, such amazing hidden talents. I mean, and he started his career off as a production guy at Channel V, eventually becoming a VJ. My God, man of many fine talents. So listen, along with this, trying to get a crowdfunding done for RKRK. You've also pretty your other film, which is Kadak. Yeah. So a little bit of that. I mean, I know that you can't say too much, but how's that coming along?
Well, this is a funny thing that happened while we started crowdfunding for RKRK, and it's still moving. We got to make another film. So in December last year, we shot Kadak, and we finished editing it. And now we start work on sound and music. In another 3 months, it'll be ready.
Lovely.
And then we'll see what happens. And again, it's got a phenomenal ensemble cast. Ranveer is the lead. Ranveer, Mansi Multani, Cyrus Sahukar, me, Shruti Seth, Tara Sharma, Palomi Ghosh, Kalki Kakle, Manoj Pava, Chandrachud Rai. So and they're all phenomenal. Like I said, I'm really blessed to have worked with some wonderful actors. And part of the thing is that we take a lot of time casting for actors, auditioning them. And I would really believe that if you cast the right actor for the right part, your job is done. Then they'll just take it to another level. And so this is just for performances. This film is going to be quite something.
How much time have you spent writing RK/RK? How much of your life has that taken?
Some scripts evolve over the years. So in fact, the first draft I'd written for RK was in 2008 or 2009. And it was something very different. The idea was that there is a man who loses his reflection. Suddenly there's no more reflection in the mirror. The reflection has escaped. And then that comes into real life and takes over this man's life. Quite an abstract idea, but and then I wrote another draft of that. And then it kind of metamorphosed into what RK is now, about a character running away from the film. So sometimes scripts take many years to find their true voice.
It seems to me like this is a great theatre piece.
Well, it could be. Yeah,
it could be, isn't it?
It could be. But then any film, Aankh Dekhi could make a good play,
Correct.
Bizarre, but
bizarre, but it could be possible. Okay, just for people who've tuned in just now, the crowdfunding site where they can actually contribute to the making of RK/RK.
It's called gocrowdera.com, GOCROWDERA.com. Film is called RKRK. If you have 500 rupees and you think you can do without it, if you can not have a pizza tomorrow and put it for RKRK, it'll help RKRK getting made. If you have 5 lakhs, you could do that. We can also talk of equity. You can, if you say I want to come in with 50 lakhs, you can't do it on the crowdfunding platform, but we can talk of it. And if you have no money, it's all right. Just send your good wishes, because I think that's very important. Really, I think all good energy and love and good wishes will help making RKRK.
George Ezra, Paradise. You're going to read out your messages. So it's one space your message, or one space your question, and name to 53650 on SMS, HRISHIKAY on Twitter, Facebook, and facebook.com/radio1.mu. I'm back in a couple of minutes with Rajat Kapoor. Paradise by George Ezra. Time to read out some messages. Your last 4 digits are 8575, and you've reached us on the 53650 SMS line. You haven't given your name, but happy to read it out. I agree and feel bad that good films with great stories don't get the best release timings. We miss out on a lot of great movies. I always wait to see films like Aankh Dekhi and many other films which have the best stories behind them. I'll wait to see this film. I love watching Rajat's films, love his acting, and love it. So there's a lot of love in there for you.
Thank you. 8785.
Yeah. Okay. Renita Fernandez. Hello. Ravi Makhija. Good morning. Sandhu Nirmal Singh. How are you doing? Thank you for shouting out all you wonderful people. Oh God, there's so many messages under the live feed. So pardon me if I miss out on some of your names, but really appreciate the fact that you've come out here and heard us. Malati Kasturi has a question for you. Rajat's films are unusual in content and interesting. Why doesn't he make films for the digital platform? Interesting.
Well, it might happen, but they haven't really started yet. Netflix and Amazon are still new in this country, so maybe in a couple of years they will start production. I believe Martin Scorsese is making a film for Netflix.
Wow.
Netflix is putting in $100 million for Martin Scorsese's film. So even Scorsese has trouble finding money with the big studios, and that's when Netflix stepped in.
Yeah, when Will Smith and Joel Edgerton were in town, we were happy to meet them, and I did an interview with them, and they were talking about their next Netflix film, which is Bright. So he's the most recognizable actor in the world, and here he is on that platform. So it's great that you're open to it, and when it happens, it shall happen. So Malti, that answers your question, and a wonderful comment from our mutual friend Maria Goretti. Hello, Maria. We instinctively said that we love you.
We love you, Maria.
Please tell Rajat Kapoor he's the best ever. He's one of the best directors I've worked with in my career that spanned one film, the one I did with him. It was the most fun experience. Thank you for the madness. And I'm loving Maniac, the Michael Sembello song that we played from Flashdance. So that one film you did with Maria, come on, tell us.
Romeo.
Okay.
And then she came and did a great audition. She's a mad person. and she brought that madness to the film. She's just superb, yeah.
Yeah. Every time, she continues in another tweet, every time I hear you or see you, I feel great happiness that I got a chance to work with you. It was so much fun, Rajat Kapoor. And Hrishi K, you have very interesting guests and loving the music. Yeah, as long as people like Rajat keep agreeing to come onto the mic, I'm in safe territory.
Maria, stop it. Stop being sentimental now.
Anshuman, thank you for shouting out, my friend. Tapan Sampath, thank you for tuning in. Zakir, good morning. Azim Akhtar says, best of luck to Rajat Kapoor. Rita Princess, thank you for shouting out. All you wonderful people. Before you go, how's the theatre world doing, and how are your plays doing, and what's next on the anvil as far as that is concerned?
Well, we keep traveling with the 4 plays that we have ready. Hamlet the Clown Prince, Nothing Like Lear, What's Done is Done, which is Macbeth, and I Don't Like It As You Like It, which is As You Like It. So 4 Shakespeare plays, all done by clowns, and we keep traveling with them, and it's one of the great joys of my life. The common part in all 4 plays is Vinay Pathak. Poor guy. He's Hamlet, he's Lear, he's playing in As You Like It and Macbeth. So last month we were in Abu Dhabi with all 4 shows, and this month we'll be in Dubai on 20th and 21st of April in Dubai with all 4 shows.
Lovely. And you start work on a Telugu film. Wonderful.
As an actor? Yes, this month. So it's my first Telugu film. I've done 2 Bengali films actually, but never a South film.
Yeah, it's wonderful to keep the acting skills and the genes going, and the money doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt. But also, one always waits for an interesting role. Like Pari was the last thing that came out, and I did another very interesting film called Mulk with Anubhav Sinha last year. So that'll come out this year. But the good roles are not so easy to come by, so one has to wait.
Or one has to create them, like Rkay.
Or one has to create them. Yeah.
Listen, thank you for rolling by. It's always a pleasure hanging with you, and see you soon. Yeah, all the best in everything you do, Rajat Kapoor.
Thank you, Hrishi, and all the best to you, man.
Messages and back.
94.3 Radio